Very, very memorable, gentleman-like. Kid got on the football field. He's the first kid I saw on the field that day. Was phenomenal. Very aggressive, terrific quickness, speed. Everything that I saw on tape previously was evident live at this 7-on-7. Really good football player. Will be a national recruit. Bigger than I thought. Bigger
or taller?
Taller.
Okay.
Taller than I thought.
He's always been pretty well chiseled.
Taller than I thought.
What would you give him? 5'9"?
Close to 5'10".
Okay.
Close to 5'10".
Sweet, that'll work.
Yeah, no, but extremely aggressive.
Yeah.
Very competitive.
Very.
Uber competitive. And he made life very difficult for receivers on the outside to even run a route. So it was great to see him moving on to the main field. There were a lot of extracurriculars being talked about, extracurriculars going on. I don't really want to get into that.
Yes,
I'm more or less,
you do. Yes, you do. Come on.
I'm more or less want to get into morals and values.
Morals and values.
I would like to just see people do things right.
Okay.
I would like to see leaders lead the right way. I would like to see the players follow the leaders that are leading the right way. And it was a little bit of a shame what happened. Fight went on. A lot of drama going on. Parents walking on the field, off the field. It was craziness. It was craziness. And I got out of there a little early. Had my son with me.
Yeah.
And I got out of there a little early. Didn't get a chance to see much other than Clark Phillips. Games were supposed to be played. They weren't played. Then times were scheduled. Games weren't being played in that schedule. So it was a big issue. And so we got up out of there. But again, saw the video. People are out of control. Players are out of control. Parents are out of control. It's just a hot mess. And we really need to check ourselves. We really need to look in the mirror and check ourselves and hold each other accountable, because this is not the way you want to conduct yourself ever. Publicly, privately, in the church, outside the church, it doesn't matter. So hopefully we can get that together on the 7-on-7 circuit, because if not, there's going to be a problem going forward, a real big problem. And it's not going to be, people aren't going to be happy, and it's not going to be fun. So regardless of that, Bryce Young threw the ball really well.
Yeah.
Saw him on tape. Of course, we know his quick release is awesome. His accuracy and ball placement are special. Michael Pittman, terrific route runner, terrific quickness, in and out of breaks, great hands. He made a lot of plays. Other than that, though, I didn't really see much, Ray. I saw the tape. It was kind of a Pittman.
That's kind of sad, though. I mean, just because I want to go back on this, and hopefully I can speak on it. I'm not in the community, but I feel like I've been doing this long enough time to be able to speak on that. You can't even take your son to a 7-on-7 tournament on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Because it's embarrassing what's going on. And I've seen it for 20 plus years. I mean, I was an event guy. For 15 of those years I was did events, and I've said this so many times, parents ruin more events than anything else. And they make it about them. And I always said, if I did a 7-on-7 tournament, parents would not be around the field. They would not be allowed to be on the field. And we used to do that at our events. We would kick parents off the field.
Sure. And
they would complain and say, hey, just one question. This is about you or your kid? Well, it's about the kid, but no. If it's about your kid, then you're out of here.
Right.
And then, well, I'm standing right here, not in the way. No, the problem isn't you, but there's going to be 10 of you pretty soon.
Sure.
And we don't want 10 people right next to the field. You're a safety hazard. And this is not even talking just being verbally abrasive and loud, obnoxious, abusive. These are just, we just didn't want anyone near nothing can go right having a parent near the field. Now you add some adrenaline, and you add some let's be honest, our Facebook page that we'd like to visit adds a ton of fuel, right? A ton of animosity.
Absolutely.
There is some, I don't want to call it hatred, but there is some dislike, some strong dislike by certain groups.
Sure.
And it just kind of boils over to a point where now kids are involved. And I wanted you to repeat it, because I thought it was definitely worth repeating. Everyone, parent, handler, coach, would tell these kids the proper way to behave.
Sure.
But by your actions, you're preaching a completely different message.
Absolutely.
And if your actions are not the same as your words, what are kids going to listen to?
Your actions, of course.
As a father, it's always about your actions.
Sure.
I can tell my kid, don't cuss. But if I'm dropping F-bombs every other day, he's going to go to school and think it's okay to drop an F-bomb.
Sure.
If you're telling your kid, hey, be cool, be calm, blah, 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 but you're on the field, I mean, as a parent, you're on the field. See, if I'm a tournament director, if I saw one parent on the field, he'd be out there. He'd be gone in the parking lot, done. And if they didn't leave, okay, your team, what team you play for, Joe Schmo, okay, Joe Schmo, you forfeit this game. So now you turn it on the parent and the coach to get rid of the parents.
Sure.
And then also, let's be real, you got to get rid of some of these coaches / handlers that don't need to be there.
No question.
When we did the tournaments, we said, okay, you have a head coach, an OC, and a DC. That's it. Everybody else, you're off the field.
Yeah.
Parents, you're off the field. Everyone else, you're off the field. We didn't allow trash talk.
Yeah.
Dude, if you want to celebrate, dude, go crazy. But if you turn around and start taunting, 15-yard penalty. People would say, that was boring, you take the fun away. No, we didn't have a single fight. We didn't have a single altercation. We had nothing at any of our events because of those little rules. And we do celebrate. We want you to celebrate, have fun, but you don't need to turn around and point the ball and do something stupid and get in the guy's face. It's just nothing good ever comes of that.
Yeah.
If you want, after the game's over, if you want to say, hey, I got you, whatever. But during the game, man, just play football. Because I thought you had some strong words. I agreed with everything you said. I think it goes deeper than, it's not just about football. This is about being a role model for life.
No question about it. No question about it. Everything you just described on how you guys ran things when you were involved in events, it was the exact opposite. There were more parents on the field than I could count. There were more guys on the field that I had never seen before that looked like they were up to no good just on the field. It was funny how I looked at the comments after that and spoke to people, oh, this is normal. This is how we do. This is normal. This is not normal. We've normalized ignorance and shenanigans. We've normalized it as if this is something that should go on every single day. It bothers me. It bothers me to my core because it filters down to these kids. If you don't believe me, go look at a newspaper and read the headlines as of late. It's going to filter down, and whether you like it or not, these kids are watching. I even spoke to one of the kids who played on one of the top teams. And he spoke to me, and I'm not going to mention his name. He said, man, our coach, he's crazy. That was really, really sad to hear. Because at that point, I understood that the kid realized that this was a huge problem, and he knew he didn't want to be a part of it, but really had no choice. Mm-hmm. So now you've taken the choice out of the kids' hands. The parents have condoned this behavior. They're supportive of the wild, crazy behavior. And it's just a mess, man. It is just a mess. And I was so disappointed in so many people. And of course, everybody's going to pass the buck. Everybody's going to point the finger at the other person. Everybody's going to blame someone else. Advice. Look yourself in the mirror and hold yourself accountable and to a higher standard. We have got to do better. That's all I really got to say, GB.
Yeah, no, I agree. Here's the thing, I put myself in the kids' position. Because this is what happens. There's going to be a brawl with the kids. There wasn't this time, but it easily could have escalated to when all the kids are brawling.
Sure.
So if you don't start swinging on a kid, then in your teammates' eyes, you're
a punk.
A punk. You sell out.
Yeah.
You're the P word.
Yeah.
You're all this.
Yeah.
If you do go in and engage and you hit a kid and say you break a guy's nose, John, you get caught on camera, you can easily be suspended. You can have scholarships pulled. Now you have a reputation of being all those other things. You're a thug. You're this. You're this. And so it puts the kid in a really tough position.
Absolutely.
And it's like you said, it's a no-win situation for him, and it's complete because the kid wants to go play football.
Sure.
But now he has to go, and this environment is just not healthy
at all.
He's seeing these adults who he's supposed to be looking up to, acting insane, acting crazy. And so he's looking at that and going, if I don't act like that, then I'm not a man.
Or I might not be a part of this team.
Yeah. Because I guarantee you, people walked away from that and they are going to be bragging about, yeah, dude, did you see so and so? They're going to think that was lit, that was great, that was this.
It was great. It was just
They're
competition.
going to be glorifying bad behavior.
Yes.
And it's only going to keep getting. It's a gateway. It's like if you smoke a cigarette, you're going to smoke pot. You smoke. I'm going a little different extreme.
Absolutely. No, you're right though.
But like that is a gateway for bad behavior. I've seen it for 20 plus years.
Of course.
No one starts out doing something over here. It's baby steps.
Yeah.
And like you said off air, man, they're going to be going to college and making some horrible choices because they were never taught the right way when they were in high school or middle school or elementary school.
This is true.
Sad.
I shared with you, I watched a documentary with my wife the other day. My wife's a psychologist, if you don't know. Watched a documentary about Aau Basketball, and one of the gentlemen on there, he made a statement. He said, the best thing a AAU coach could ever find is a talented kid with a single parent mom, single female in the house. Because at that point, they can do whatever they want. I don't know if that's the case for every kid. I don't believe it to be. I know a lot of good kids out there with two-parent homes. But my point is, we are responsible for helping to groom and mold these young gentlemen into adult men. You do not do that by cussing, fighting, talking crazy, and acting crazy. Need to be held back and restrained. You look like you need to be in jail because people who do those things and need to be restrained, they need to be in jail. You can't control yourself like a human.
It's 7-on-7 football. It's not that serious, right?
It's 7-on-7
Come
football.
on now. No, dude, like for me, again, I've always viewed, as a believer, I've always viewed whatever your job is, it's a ministry. So I've always tried to talk to kids, parents, single, doesn't matter where you're from. If you're from Compton or if you're from Orange County, where I'm from, I've always tried to take an interest in kids and man, and these are good, and we know a lot of the people involved that are actually, and we like them, right? They're friends of ours, and
right.
But just kind of like, dude, take accountability a little bit, look yourself in the mirror and say, I gotta do better.
Yeah.
I may lose some street cred by not yelling and getting in the middle of this, but you know what? I'm gonna pull people away. I'm gonna go shake a hand. I'm gonna go hug this guy. I'm gonna do stuff. I'm sure I'm sounding corny, but it doesn't matter.
No, you're not. You're not. You sound like
7-on-7 football.
You sound like you have common sense. That's one thing we did not operate with at this tournament. Greg, I was promised by the owner, by the guy who runs the event, they're not gonna be parents on the field. I was promised. I was told this. They're not gonna be parents on the field. I said, oh great, because I hate that. When I got there, parents everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Couldn't take a step without a parent next to me. And I love a lot of the parents. Love to talk to them. I'd rather talk to them when they're in the stands and I can kind of walk up and choose the ones I want to talk to. Not be pulled by the side. My son, he's ready to go after an hour. He said, Dad, all you do is talk to these people. Well, parents are everywhere. There's nothing I can really do about it. It's bothered me. We just could not do anything right.
Yeah.
Not one thing.
Yeah.
That's about it, man. That's all I got.
Hey, hopefully this weekend, passing down on Sunday, it'll be a little bit better. I think it will.
Yeah.
Just by some of the comments I was reading on our Sports Unlimited message board. I think people know they're acting a little silly. Some people were saying it was overblown. Maybe it was. I just think it's going to be better.
Yeah.
It's got to be better. And I know the guys that put on the tournament this past weekend. Again, they're friends. I like them. It was the first time they put on a tournament. You can't always do stadiums. That's the easiest way to get rid of parents. Just do it at the stadiums. The parents, you can't always do that. If you're trying to get 4 or 5 fields, you have to do it on a big area.
Sure.
But I gotta get security in there, and you gotta do literally. You put flags up, you surround the field, and say you're 20 yards off the field. You cross this line, you're out of here. You're in the parking lot the rest of the day. Enjoy it.
Get security. That's mandatory.
There you
I
go.
learned that running a youth tournament this past summer, or wherever I was. Get you some security. Call my man Adam Plant out in Vegas. He'll get you locked in with some security because it got a little wild, got a little crazy, and it's not my cup of tea. I'm not about that life. Some people are about that life.
No, absolutely.
Throwing drinks and swinging on people, and I like my life, Greg. I like where I live. I love my family. I like to be home with my kids. I don't want to be in jail. I don't want to